So today we're working on upper and lower collars for raise and lower. The bottom one will do course adjustment for raise and lower the wheel head and the spindle, and the upper ring will be the index ring. So we're just going to turn 2 1/2-inch thick collars. Each of them is going to be a 1/2 inch thick. The bottom one I'm going to knurl, and the upper one I'm just going to leave blank for now until we lay it out later on. 2.6 OD, 1.745 ID is what we're after on these. So we just put a piece of 3-inch stock in here. We're just going to center drill it and get a live center in there just to give it a little extra support while we turn the OD. Then we'll bore the inside. I guess maybe we could, now let's go ahead and pop our center drill in there. It'll be fine. And all we're after is just a little more support there. That should be a little better than half. What needs to come off of there? Yep, that's going to be perfect for there. So go ahead and lay out for our half-inch length on this first one. Doesn't like anything about that, which doesn't really surprise me. Like I say, this lathe has gotten pretty tired over the years, and I'm just gonna keep her going like this until we can get the other one up and running. Okay, well, I don't know how much of that I've lost. So I ran a parting blade down in to define the edge of that. Went ahead, cut our bevels on either side. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up a boring bar, and we'll drill this out. Then we'll have to take and probably cut this off in the bandsaw, and then go back and chuck it back up to clean up the other face on it. That's just the nature of the beast. This lathe is just wore so bad that it just does not want to part well. So anyway, we deal with what we got, and we'll go from there. So now it's time to drill it out as large as we can for about 1.25 inches deep, and then we'll go back and bore it out. I think we've actually already got it the size. I just finished miking it out, and I think we're going to leave it right there. What I am going to do is put a bevel on the inner edge here. I'm not even going to try and part it off. I'm just going to go ahead, take it out, and bandsaw cut it. And then I'll do the same. We'll finish up the inner piece, which is the index ring, and I think we'll have our turning portion of this done. Okay, I think we'll leave that right there. I will go out and we'll cut this off and come back in and finish up the inside one. Well, I've got my first ring cut off here. We'll have to clean up the inside of it, but slitter on over the shaft or over the vertical column looks like it's just about perfect, so I'm really happy with that. Set it out of the way here for a few minutes. And I've got our other piece back here. I'm going to turn this back just a little bit more to get our full 1/2 inch width. But I'm going to go ahead and just bump it around until we get completely concentric here. We're out just a little bit, it looks like. And I marked this where it was, but we're just running the 3-jaw chuck. So I think we can just bump it around until we get We've already got this one checked up here. Guess I could have cleaned up part of my crap before we started. Then again here, let's go ahead and face this off. It looks like it's running pretty true. So I think we can face this ring off. I think that looks pretty good right there. There we go. There's the first one. We'll have to see how well this diameter looks, how true it's gonna run. And that looks pretty good. I think that'll probably be okay. Actually, that'll work right there. So here's our two little rings. I'm not going to put them fully on, but we've got them both turned. Now this one will go on the bottom. Both of these will have to be drilled, and I may vary a little bit from the standard Quorn on the way I do it. The way they originally called to do it is you just drill it, and then you've got a nylon insert in that's got a flat machine to match this, whether it's the vertical upright going up and down, which would be on this one on the index ring, or if it's on this one on the bottom, why then it matches. You angle it to match this contour so you can use it as a screw to raise it up and down. Now I've got enough meat here, and on the original Quorn it retains fine. I may take and drill and tap that for just a really shallow set screw, and that way I can adjust that tension just a little bit on there. But anyway, this will go underneath is where it will mount, but for now I'm not going to put them all the way on there. That will sit on there just like that. And like I say, that'll be on the bottom. It'll have the angle so it will thread up and down to raise and lower the head. So I'm really happy with that fit on there. This one is just the index ring. So it will sit here and just have the little nubbin for a vertical adjustment to go, or no, it will not have a, well, yes it will. It will have the nubbin for the vertical going up and down right here. And this one is a little bit tighter. Evidently it, when I bored that way, it was a little bit tighter at the bottom of the bore. So this will just slide up and down just like that. That's a nice fit there. That's awful tight. That'll have to be lapped just a little bit. But there'll be the nubbin to align it up and down so it will not rotate at all. It will just be stationary and slide up and down. And it will be index marked all the way around. So it will match, when we're done, it will match an index mark on the front of this that we can't see because we've got this in the way here. Get this out of there. There will be the index mark right there on the front of that will align with 0 here. So that will be a quick index to line it up when the 0 marks here matches with there. Now what I will do, since this will have hash marks all the way around to index off of, to mark my 0, what I'll do is I'll do it more towards the top so I can actually have an alignment mark, and the drilled hole for the nylon insert will be will act as our 0 right there, and we'll put our mark right underneath it. So they'll align, and that will give us our 0 wherever we've got it set up. So anyway, those are done now until I drill them, and that'll be the next thing, is to make up the pads to go in here. The original Quorn has nylon or some sort of a plastic Delrin, something like that, for index marks up here. I may do a brass insert pin on those, at least on this one, to raise and lower it. We're going to get a fair amount of weight here that will just be that would rest on that nylon, and I think nylon or whatever plastic we use, and there's probably a good chance that that will deform or shear away after time. So we may use a brass insert there to do that. Anyway, those two are done. I am very happy with those. Progress is right. Alignment looks pretty good here. I could have left this index ring just a skosh bigger, but that's okay. That'll be just fine. You know, in a perfect world, those would match, so I could potentially turn just a little more off of that, and even do away with the little raised portion there. It wouldn't really matter. We'll do something with it to make it match quite nicely. Anyway, really happy with those fits. That looks really good. So that's probably all I'm going to get done today. My wife's off and she wants to do a few little things, so that's probably what we'll spend the rest of the day doing. So anyway, hopefully you find that a little bit interesting. Two more parts almost completed. So, I'm not sure. Next I'll probably start working on these bottom parts. You know, several different things I could do. I still have to make up the patterns for the work head and the scale that slides along here and mounts there. Anyway, that's where we are for now. Hopefully you find that a little bit interesting. Comment suggestions, guys, leave them in the comment section for me below. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.